Hi there, this is Jennifer here from the EDM Academy. As some of you know, I'm going to start doing an EDM Mind Reader course and training practitioners up. So if you want to find out more about that, let me know. This video is for this course, but I think this video will also be quite interesting for anyone who wants to know about the mind, how you work, etc. Now, the EDM Academy is different because it really, deep down on a profound level, is talking about energy and where you're getting your energy from and how we as human beings have our own energy. Most of the time, people are not aware of this at all whatsoever. And to be honest with you, they're making some fundamental errors, which, if they were aware of, they could correct quite easily and immediately improve the way they work in themselves. I'm just going to draw a diagram to illustrate this. So normally people just think they're a big blob, here you are, and they go around giving energy and focus to other things like this. All right, so this might be your job, this might be your job, this might be your I don't know, your makeup, this might be your partner, etc. Now this is all very well and good, but actually what it does is it actually over a long time can actually deplete you because you're giving your energy out. Now obviously your job gives you money back, your job gives you money back, your makeup makes you feel good, your partner makes you feel good too, so often you get energy back. Okay, so giving it out and you get energy back, but sometimes you don't, and if you don't get energy back, then you become smaller energetically, and if you are small energetically, that leads to all sorts of issues such as fatigue, bad health, low motivation, much more prone to becoming emotional, because the mind will think, well, the brain will think, oh my goodness, something's going on here, we're depleted, we're becoming depleted of energy. So mind, take over, go out there, create drama so we get some energy in. All right, now then, with the energy dynamic model, we look to resolve this, and we do this by enabling you to understand the different types of energy. Now there's two main sorts. There's the energy that we gather up and we create from who we are, and that is represented as the stick self. You know, we know the stick self, we know all about that. That represents who you are, and you need to understand that the energy that we have from being who we are is a calm, gentle energy, a bit like water, and we talk all about that in this book. So I'm not going to go on about that because by the book you'll find out. But this is the energy, and the water energy, the lovely feel energy we create when we focus on who we are. The other element of us, which is separate, is the mind. Okay, that's the mind, and the energy that we give out and gather up with the mind is a bit like fire energy. And again, there's lots about that in the book, but it's a different type of energy. So mind, fire energy, who you are, water energy. Okay, now as I said, a lot of the time people let's put them in a let's make that one person by putting them in a body. Okay, so that's that. So this part of you is the water energy, this part of you is the fire energy. Now as I said, normally we're looking out here, we're looking at things around us, our houses, our jobs, our relationships. We're looking out here at these things and we're trying to improve them. Let me say, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But you're giving your energy and your focus outside of yourself, which can, in the end, deplete you. And it doesn't make you a very effective and actually beautiful human being, because often the mind will take over because you become depleted and the brain starts to panic and wants the mind to get involved with something so that we get some sort of energy from somewhere. Okay. Say we didn't focus on the outside. Say we didn't. Say instead we focused on who we are, say we focus it on who we are and the mind. Now, by focusing on the who we are, that's looking at you being a human, your talents, your preference, your knowledge, your learning style. That's what that is. And if we start to focus on that and start to understand that we need to find situations where that element, those elements of us can be unleashed and revealed to the world, what we're doing is we're not looking at this, we're looking at this, okay? So say I'm looking at my preference. Say my preference is to go out cycling. I like to go out on my bike and cycle. If I look at that, actually today I would really like to show that element of me. I'd like to show the element of going out for a cycle ride. And then I look out the window and it's raining. I might still decide to go out on my cycle ride because I'm showing who I am. And all I do is I put on a overcoat and waterproofs and I go out and cycle. What I'm not trying to do is to control the situation outside because it's raining. I'm not trying to make it sunny. I'm not trying to make it fit in to what I want. I'm going from who I am and then adapting given my situation. So let's go back to this again. So if we're thinking, okay, my preference is to go out on my bike today and it's a sunny day, then I will still go out on my bike, but I will wear different clothes. Do you see the difference? By focusing on who you are and that information and your preferences and your talents, you might think, okay, today I'm going to show my talent. Today I'm going to show what I prefer. Today I'm going to show what I know. So you go from there and then you look around and see how you have to adapt in order to achieve that. Now, what you're doing there is you're keeping your energy in. So you're doing this. You are going around like that. You're creating an energy. So I'm by doing my going out on the bike for an hour and coming back, I've taken information. I've taken it out of me. I've shown the world it. Here we are. Let's go here. I've shown the world my energy of going out on the bike, and then I experience that, and it goes back into me. So. Do you see what I mean? The focus is here, not there, not there. So focusing on who we are and then adapting what we do given the outside creates this. And can you also see that a flow develops? So instead of me looking at this might be, I don't know, this might be my job. So instead of just looking at my job today, I've got to get up, I've got to put my suit on, I've got to go and get the bus, Nothing wrong with that, but I'm focusing on that. So there's no flow, there's no connection between that and this at all. But if I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to show my talent today. My talent today is, I don't know, my talent today is, I don't know, seeing a client and talking to them about their health. That's what my talent is. That's what I'm going to do today. And I'm going to do that in a kind and humble way so I succeed, never mind the situation. So I'm going from my information, my talents, this is what I'm doing, this is what I know, and then I'm going to go out and I'm going to show that to the world, and then I'm going to feel how that went. So that actually might have been my job, but can you see we're creating a different flow like that? It's actually just doing that, just going out to see our client and coming back and feeling we've done that we've created that energetic good feel flow anyway. We're not dependent on the outcome of whether that goes good or bad from a focus point of view. All right, so from a focus point of view here, if we just looked at the job, will that client like me, yes or no? It's a, we called that mind energy really. It's a yes or a no, that's it. And if I fail, that's bad. If I succeed, that's good. It's emotional. But if we don't look at that, but we just understand that my talents today and what I know today is going out to see that client, let's go and do it in a kind and humble way, see what happens, you know, whatever happens, I do my best to come back. Wow, that felt good because I was showing who I am. Can you see the difference? All right. Now I've got slightly sidetracked because I'm talking about who we are, but I actually want to talk about the mind, but never mind. So this is what we want to do in our day-to-day life, in our actions. Now there's another way that we can create this flow, and that's by joining up with our mind, okay? So our mind, if we're not careful, we are stuck in our mind. Now a lot of people are actually up there and don't realize it. So one of the benefits about doing this EDM mind reader training, and also buying the book and doing yourself, because you can do it yourself, is that, and you need to kind of like concentrate here to understand this. In order to leave your mind, you need to know it's there so you can leave it. A lot of people don't know that they are in their mind. They think it's all like this. Okay, so they're in there. That's them. That's them. But actually, there's who we are, and then there's your mind. Okay, they're two separate things. Who we are is what we are, and our mind is the processor. Now, a lot of the time, people are up here, so we need them to get out that mind, let the mind process itself, and then you need to be outside looking at what's going on, using your brain to understand and work out how to make your inner self come out in a good way. So by getting the person, and this is what the mind reader training does, you sit down with a person, you get them to draw their mind using this imagination idea I've developed. You get them to draw their mind, and by getting them to draw their mind, they identify that the mind is a separate part of them, and they can leave it. Once they leave their mind, it becomes a separate thing. So I'm sitting here talking to you, knowing that I'm talking to you, and there's my mind, and my mind is processing all this information that I'm doing. My mind is processing that, but I am actioning it. I am feeling it. And hopefully it'll be good, but if it's not good, never mind, I'll do it again. The fact I'm doing it is giving me a good feel, because I'm being who I am in a kind and humble way. Hopefully it doesn't start raining, hopefully this is a good recording, etc. But if it's not, so what? I do it again, no biggie. All right, I'm just enjoying the process of doing it because it's who I am. But in order to do that, I need to leave my mind. I need to get out of my mind and be in the real world doing it. All right, so the first really important point of this video actually is the reason that we get people to draw their minds is because they can define their mind, and then they can leave it. Once they start to leave their mind and they are here, what you can then do is you can start to communicate with your mind, because it has become a separate thing to you. So you start to communicate with your mind. You are in here. You start to communicate with your mind, and you start to say, hey mind, how are you doing? Are you doing well? That's great, because I'm going out there doing lots of stuff, and if you can help me by processing the information as I send it to you, fantastic, we're a team. So what happens is you start to create a communication between you and your mind. All right, now most of the time, number one, people don't realize this, and they're just in this stuff, so they don't have that clarity, I guess, or whatever it is. I don't know the word, but experience of being very aware of what's going on in a kind and humble way as a human being, and your mind is just processing it, which is a completely different experience than being in a drama. But also what we're doing now is we're setting up something, another energetic sort of scenario, where I'm saying to the mind, hello, here I am, this is what I'm saying. The mind can hear me, and it's like, it doesn't do anything, but it can hear me. We're talking to it, and it does its job. So by us giving the mind almost a blessing, almost a gratitude, come on mind, thank you, do your job, thank you, I'm here in the real world doing my actions, all you need to do is process it. By doing that, you actually set up a really, really lovely, harmonious, inner, peaceful contentment and communication. And what happens over time, again, read the book, it tells you how to, step-by-step guide, tells you how to do this. Over time, what happens is, because we are creating this neuron path, this communication within ourself, to ourself, all that internal drama internal arguing with yourself, noisiness, and medium term anxiety and panic does reduce, although the anxiety and panic can come from your environment, and if your environment is no good for you, then you will still be anxious and panicky. But what will happen is that the mind, because we're in communication with the mind and we're listening to our mind, we're understanding our mind, and we're working with our mind, the mind will not use emotions just to control you, all right? You still may get emotional for different reasons, but one reason the mind creates emotion is to communicate with you. But if you're listening to the mind already, it won't have to do that. So it's a really nice experience. So 2 reasons why people might want to have a mind reader experience is, number one, so they can come out of their mind, so they can start to understand who they are and start to focus on that to create this lovely sort of natural kind of energetic beautifulness around you as you go about your day. And you need to be out of your mind to do that. So you need to leave your mind office, come out and be and do. All right. So the first reason people need to do this mind reader training and also have it done to them is so they can come out of their mind, number one. And number two is so that once they're out of their mind, they can start to communicate with their mind in a kind and humble way. You've heard things, memes and all that, saying be kind and humble, but you need to do it to yourself. You need to do it to your mind. Your mind is a product of your past. So the mind didn't just come out of nowhere, it's a product of your past. And you must appreciate that, and you must appreciate the fact that the mind does its best. So even if it's ranting and raving and messy and chaotic and noisy, it's still your mind, and we still need to care for it. So we start by meeting our mind, and once we start to meet our mind, hello, how are you? Again, we just progress. All we do really is we then start to change our reality so it fits into who we are, so that becomes better, and then the mind calms down. Actually, we never try and change our mind. All we ever try and do, or we ever not try, all we ever do is change our real world. That's what we do. But you will find, if you do the mind every 3 months or so, that the mind will change as you are changing your reality. All right. But we need to meet our mind first of all, to separate from it, and then to start to communicate with it. And that is the purpose of the mind reader exercise, to allow people to understand that they have a mind, to leave their mind, and then to communicate with their mind. And meanwhile, the person can buy the book, maybe, and follow the steps, follow the exercises. There's 16 exercises, and over time, their situation will improve because they will have begun to be aware of what they need to do and what they need to focus on in order to improve it. Okay, so they come into their who I am, they start to look around and they start to change their reality. Hi mind, just process that, don't worry about it. I'm doing the understanding, I'm doing the decision making, I'm making good decisions in a kind and humble way, and I am okay. And the mind can get on with it. Hello, goodbye, see you later. Just pop up there once a day, if that, and you'll find that the communication calms down. You start to feel much better because you know what you're doing. It isn't chaos anymore. And also because you're not focusing on the outside constantly, you're focusing on your inside and then seeing what you need to do in order to make that happen for you. Never mind the outside, you are actually keeping your energy in. You're keeping your energy in. You're giving it back to yourself. I know how to make a video. I am making a video and I have made the video. Can you see that? That's my my talent, let's say. And my knowledge. I know how to make a video. That's my idea. I'm doing the video. That's me manifesting it in the outside world. I'm doing my video, and now I have done my video, and that's good. As I said, if it rained, if it was rubbish, I'd do it again, or maybe not, whatever. The point is I've done it. I've done it in the best way I could, given my environment. If it keeps failing, I change the environment. I wanted to do this video initially indoors on my computer, but the scenery was too rubbish. So I'm doing it outside. Scenery is beautiful. So you use your brain to change what your environment is, because you know what you need in order to succeed in doing your thing. Okay, I'll do it once more. So my talent is doing a video. That's my idea. I'm doing my video. That's me starting to feel okay, because I'm doing what I'm here for. Then I finished the video and now I feel good about that. That's that. Okay. Whereas if I had focused on a target, which is I've got to do that video today, I would have just done the video, thought a lot about it, done the video and finished it. Even though my action would have been exactly the same, because my outcome, my focus would have always been about the outcome of the video. If it had been good, great. If it hadn't been good, it would have been frustrating. And I probably also would be very focused on the outcome of, do people watch it or not, as to how I think I did in the video. Me just doing this has made me feel good. I do hope millions of people watch it, and I do hope millions of people buy the book, but if they don't, I still feel alright, because I've still made my video. Okay, that's what I mean. I'm okay because I've thought of something that's in line with my stick self. I've done it, and I'm glad I could do that. I am grateful that I have done that, and thank you, mind, thank you, who I am, and thank you for being alive to be able to do that. There we go. I'm kind and humble. Thank you that I can do this. Okay, but I'm keeping it very much within my personal experience of doing that, and I'm not going outside and focusing on, this video will be good if people watch it. I'm just giving my energy away. I'm giving it away, and I'm waiting to receive energy from other people in order that I think I'm good. That's not effective. That's wasting energy. It will deplete you, and it makes you very, very, very easily manipulated. Okay, that's the mind dynamic. Let's become more human and become operating in the best dynamic we can be, which is the positive feeler dynamic, which is all about who you are and being and following your life purpose and meaning. Anyway, I mustn't go on too much. Hope you've enjoyed this. So this is part of the Mind Reader training. If you want to know more, whether you want to receive a mind read experience, let me know. If you want to become trained to do the mind reader, do let me know as well. And everyone, please buy the book. It's available now. 4 things in it: evidence, research, step-by-step guide and exercises, and a play exploring human energy. And no one else has explored human energy, and there are lots of laws about human energy, and you really have got to know about it because it's so important. Okay, thank you very much. Take care. Click below to order the book. Thank you. Bye bye.